Alrighty, hello there, my name is James, and right now we'll be learning how to add and subtract polynomials with two variables. Okay, let's get started. So here we have a problem. We have p equals negative 4a squared minus 2ab plus 9b. And we have q equals 7a squared minus 3ab. Okay, yada yada yada. Okay, we get it. So pretty much our goal is to get p minus q. Okay, that is our goal. And how are we gonna do p minus q? I mean, there's like so many terms and so many variables. How is this even like possible? Well, believe it or not, it's actually pretty easy. So let's look at our first term, and if you've noticed, all three of our terms are actually labeled well. I'll show you what I mean later on, but if you look at our first term, which is negative 4a squared, you'll see the variable that the coefficient is attached to. It's a squared, okay? So let's circle it. A squared and a squared. As you can see, these variables are exactly identical, a squared and a squared. So that means we can just grab the coefficient, okay, and just do what we need to do. In this case, subtract. So let's do p minus q. So we got negative 4, so negative 4 minus 7. Well, what is negative 4 minus 7? It is negative 11. Okay? Almost forgot that. That was pretty embarrassing. Okay? So let's write down negative 11. But wait, there's more. So it's negative 11, and don't forget the variable. So a squared. Negative 11a squared. So now let's go look at our next term. Okay? Let me maybe use a different color. Let's use this light blue. So we got negative 2ab and we got negative 3ab, okay? Now, are these the same variables? It's ab and ab, okay? So, in that case, they're functional. They work together, and we can do operations with them smoothly. So p minus q, we got negative 2 minus negative 3. And those of you who don't know this cool trick, if you have two negatives right next to each other, they become positives. Whoa, how cool is that? It's kind of like chemistry, but I don't really know much about chemistry. So negative 2 plus 3 is 1. Don't forget the variable ab. And then you don't really have to write the 1, but I'm going to erase it for more space. So now we got negative 11a squared plus ab. A times b, okay? And let's look at our last term. Let's see what other color we should do. Let's do like a pink, okay? So we got positive 9b and we got positive 5b, okay? 5b squared. Okay, let me change it back to blue. So are these the same variable? We're just looking at the variable, not the coefficient. This is b squared and this one is b squared. Well, believe it or not, they are the same. So that is really helpful, and we can do operations with them, okay? So what is 9 minus 5? Well, that's 4. So there is your answer. We're going to add a positive 4, don't forget the variable, plus b squared. So your answer is negative 11a squared plus ab plus 4b squared. That is how you do it. Pretty cool. We're going to focus more on subtracting polynomials because adding is much easier. I don't think you really need too much practice with adding. But let's go to the next problem, shall we? Alrighty, here's problem number 2. And this one is written in a more complicated way for us to understand, okay? There's no p and q's. It's all in one line, and it can be a little confusing, okay? But don't worry, we'll get through it together, okay? So let's look at our first term. We got 7a to the 4th, and we got 3a to the 4th. That is amazing because, why? The variables are the same. Exactly. a to the 4th and a to the 4th, which means we can do cool stuff with them. So in this case, we have to subtract 7 from 3. So 3 minus 7, that is negative 4. Whoa, how cool is that? I'm not going to write in this box. It's pretty tiny, but oh well, what can you do? So we got what? Negative 4a to the 4th, right? Don't forget the variable. You just take it with you on the trip and put it in your trunk. Okay, so let's look at the next term. Okay, so we got negative 4a squared times b squared. Oh wow. And we got positive 2ab squared. Now this is a little bit tricky because, oh my goodness, the variables do not match up exactly. Yes, even though there are a's and b's and some squares, they're not exactly the same. The a is not squared, which means we cannot do operations with them, okay? It's a little bit disappointing, but what can you do, okay? So because we cannot combine them together, we're just gonna write it down as it is. So we got negative 4a to the fourth. I'm just gonna write this one next. So we got negative 4 minus 4 times a squared times b squared. Okay, let me fix the b, and I'm just gonna add positive 2 times ab squared. Okay, so that is what we got going on. Now here is the secret. Because this is a minus, really important, so we're subtracting, so minus a negative 4a squared times b squared. So remember what that means? It's a positive. So this is actually going to be a positive. If it's asking you to subtract and there's a negative, well, guess what? It's going to become a positive, okay? So that's pretty interesting. And here we have it down here, okay? So let's look at our last terms. What color should I use? I guess we'll use the same color. We got a positive 6 and we got a positive 11, okay? Now, how can we even combine this? Just kidding. They're pretty easy to combine. So we got 11 minus 6 equals 5 plus 5, okay? So this is your answer. Wow, what a long answer. Oh my goodness. Your teacher better give you extra credit. Let's see if we can fit it in this tiny box. Negative 4a to the fourth plus 4a squared b squared. I know this is kind of funny, but 2ab squared plus 5. Oh, actually, I was able to fit it all in. Great. So this is your answer, okay? Pretty good. The next problem is going to be addition. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, shall we? Alrighty, we got some addition going on, something a little different. Woohoo. Okay. Now, I don't mind addition or subtraction. They're both great. So, like I said in the beginning, addition is much easier. It's pretty fun, okay? Let's look at our first term. We got a squared and a squared. Wow, a lot of a squareds. It's kind of crazy. And so we're just going to add them as they are normally. So we got negative 4 and we got a 9. So let's do 9 minus 4, and that is 5. Okay. We're going to write 5a squared, okay? Because, well, you got to take the variable with you, okay? Don't leave it behind. So let's look at our next variable. We got ab, and we got a positive ab, okay? Pretty nice, both the same variable. What is 3 plus 1? That is 4, okay? So we're going to add 4ab. Pretty easy. And I believe in problem number 2, you can just, I told you this is equivalent to 1ab or ab. Doesn't matter because anything multiplied by 1 is just, 1. Okay, so let's check out the last term, okay? We got 12b squared. I should have probably used another color, but what can you do, okay? Oh man, I have a white and a yellow. Oh, those are not very good colors. Okay, I guess we'll use pink. So we got 12b squared and negative 7b squared, okay? Now, are these able to be added up? Yes, because they are the same term, b squared and b squared. So what is 12 minus 7? That is 5, okay? How cool is that? Positive 5, I like positive, so plus 5b squared. Let's go ahead, box our answer. And our answer is 5a squared plus 4ab plus 5b squared, okay? This cannot be reduced any further, and that is your answer, okay? Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do 2 more problems just to really seal the deal, okay? Alrighty, another subtraction, problem number 4. Let's take a look. It's asking us to subtract this with that, okay? Now, how are we gonna do that? Well, we already did it a few times, so you should be pretty familiar. Let's look at our first terms. We've got r squared and an r squared, conveniently in the right order. Our first term. So we're gonna grab this 4, and it's telling us to subtract 8. So we're just gonna do 4 minus 8, and that is negative 4. Okay? So we're just gonna write down negative 4 and r squared, right? Because don't forget your variables. Let's go ahead and look at the next problem. We got negative 5rt, and we got positive 3rt, okay? Are these able to be added up? Yes, they are, because they're both rt's, okay? The variables are exactly the same. So we're gonna do 3 minus negative 5. Whoa, we got something cool going on. 2 negatives next to each other equal a positive. That's 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. And it's a positive, so that's pretty nice. So it's going to be plus 8 RT. Awesome. Let's go ahead do another problem. I mean, the next term, another term. Wow. We didn't even finish this one. We got 2t squared and negative 7t squared, okay? Pretty cool. Are these able to be added up? Well, in my vision, I see t squared and t squared, so should be pretty good. So we got negative 7 minus 2, which is negative 9, right? It better be, because that's embarrassing. So we got negative 9 t squared, right? And I apologize, my t's look like pluses. So yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. My handwriting needs to improve a little bit, but yeah, we need to replace these t's with another variable. But that is your answer, negative 4r squared plus 8rt minus 9t squared, okay? Pretty cool. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and do the next problem, problem number 5. I think it's gonna be addition, okay? Alrighty, here's problem number 5, and the best part, it is an addition problem, okay? So it makes life easier. Let's go ahead, circle our terms. We got negative 7g to the 4th, 6g to the 4th. 6g sounds like some kind of future smartphone, you know? So we got that term, and we got this term. And we got one last term. Let me change the color real fast. And oh no, looks like we're having some issues, aren't we? But oh well. Okay, we're gonna use pink again. Negative 11h to the 4th. Okay, pretty good. So we circled all our terms, and now we can begin working. So what is negative 7? Let me write this down. Negative 7 plus 6. It's negative 1. Okay. So in this case, instead of writing negative 1g to the 4th, we can just write negative. So we got negative g to the 4th. Let's look at our next term. Are they exactly identical? We got g squared times h squared and g squared times h squared. So they are both identical. We can do stuff with them, okay? So we got negative 13 plus 3. What is negative 13 plus 3? That is negative 10. I hope so. Okay, negative 10, and we have to write down all these variables, okay? It's going to be g squared times h squared. And let's look at our last term. Their variables are identical. We got negative 11 plus 8. Negative 11 plus 8. That is what? Negative 3. So we can write a negative 3 and h to the 4th, okay? So take the variable with you. And that is your answer. Wow. We just did 5 problems of how to add and subtract polynomials with 2 variables. And this applies to any amount of variables. Even if you had, 1,000 variables, which I'm not able to calculate that right now, it's the same thing. As long as the variables are exactly the same, you can do stuff with them, okay? So this is your answer. Stick this in a calculator and you'll pass your class, okay? So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.